Hey guys, I'm Brian. I'm a nurse. I have $1.3 million net worth, and that's through stocks, crypto, real estate. And I'm going to be talking about that real estate, like cash flowing real estate, like one or two rental properties is not going to get you rich. It's not going to get you wealthy or anything close to that. And I'm going to do that all while I'm getting this room set to be painted. This is going to be the playroom for my kids. So I'm going to do this, like kill two birds with one stone, because I want to make a lot of content. And I also wanted to do this. So let's just jump into it. So what I wanted to talk about was not necessarily bashing real estate, but say I have two properties, right? I have two properties in Ohio, and they are both cash flowing, but it's also not something that's going to get you super rich. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people have, like the misconception of, oh, once you buy a little bit of real estate, you can leave your job and all that, because it's the common question. If you have so much money and net worth, how come you're still working your nurse job? Well, that's because you can't get rich off a few cash flowing properties. You need multiple. I only have two, and I feel like at this point in my life, even though I always look at deals, I'm not actively searching to buy one because of interest rates. It's really messing up my numbers, and I have other things on my mind where I'm not trying to jump into things yet that I just don't understand. Because I know if you guys watch my podcast, I talk with a lot of real estate people that are doing really well, especially in the nursing field, where they're doing like Airbnb, whether it's short-term rentals, co-hosting, arbitrage, and then also other people where they have like trailer park homes, property like that, or like multi-units. And I'm just not personally mentally ready to do that. But for me, for the normal person that's looking for like cash flowing properties, because that's what we want, right? A little bit more money in the bank every month. So I have two in Ohio, like I said, and they cash flow $200 to $300 extra a month, and that's actually really good. But think of it in that sense. So I'm only charging around $1,000 a month in rent, right? And my mortgage for these properties, including the full mortgage, property tax, insurance, and all that, say for the $1,000 is around $680. So I'm getting around $320 to get that $1,000. It's not bad. It's actually really good to get $300 extra a month. But does that make you rich? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What's $300? It's a lot of money initially, but does it really push the needle? Absolutely not. Plus, there's always going to be fixes on those houses where I'm going to have to send money to fix those things. And then I also pay my property manager and all these other expenses that go along with owning a house. So are you going to get rich just off of cash flowing real estate, especially if you don't have a big portfolio? No. What I am using it as is pretty much like a piggy bank. Because it's a house, right? And because I do all these side hustles and I make a decent amount of money doing it, what you need it for is kind of like a piggy bank. You put money into real estate and you get certain tax benefits. And obviously, guys, I am not a tax professional, but this is one of the easiest ways that a normal person gets tax write-offs. Houses. You get not even going into like the deep stuff of like depreciating and getting like cost segregation studies, just mortgage interest is one of the biggest things that you could write off. And then since it's a rental property, and if you make it into like an LLC, then you got business expenses for all the things that you have to do to make your rental properties run, whether it's property management, fixing the stuff in the house so the tenants are happy. All those technically are, well, they are, according to my accountant, business expenses. And that's what I'm using it for. I'm using it as a piggy bank to get me equity, and then eventually I'll be able to take out some of that equity in the sense of like a HELOC, or when I sell the houses, if I sell it. And use that for what I need. And then the big thing is getting money back in taxes. That's how I'm using it. And also, I'm also using it, like I said, a piggy bank, in the sense of it's like my kids' college saving account. So the way I'm looking at it, I have 2 kids, so I have 2 properties right now, so that's perfect. And by the time they're in college, since they're not big loans, hopefully they're paid off, and that full on $1,000 a month that I would be getting pretty much could pay for their college if need be. So none of the actual money for their tuition would come from my pocket. And I think that is a super powerful tool, because the way to get wealth in America and anywhere is to have things make you money without you actively having to work for it. And that's one of the beauties of real estate, that if you have a decent one and it's cash flowing, good area, or consistent tenants that are treating your house like it's their own, you're going to work out pretty well, because your net worth goes up because someone else is paying down your loan. That's huge. Someone else is paying down your mortgage for you. And then so someone else is building up your net worth, other than me actively going to my hospital job and having to build it up that way. So that's why I bought real estate. But like I said, it's not going to get you rich overnight. It's not going to replace your income. My income a month as a nurse is over like $6,000 a month. $200-$300 per house is not it. You're going to need way more houses to do that. And real estate is one of those sectors that it takes a lot of money to make a lot of money. And the reason why I say that, even though you see all these like gurus and stuff saying like, oh, you don't need to do a lot of money down. I'm kind of risk averse, so I like knowing that I have cash reserves, and I don't like taking out loans that I didn't do my own due diligence and math on to know that by a certain time I could pay it off. I don't try to put myself in certain situations where I'm just like betting too much on myself to do certain things, because obviously I don't know everything. If I knew everything, obviously I'd be in a better position. But that is pretty much the thing I want to talk about in this, is that cash flowing real estate is not going to get you rich by any means. It will help you get to your goals, will not get you rich, especially if you want to look at like the COVID pandemic. That definitely didn't help a lot of people, because then people were allowed to not have to pay their rent. And guess what? Who was stuck paying the mortgage? The landlord. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of like comments saying, oh, landlords are evil and all that. I was like, guys, we're not evil. Not evil whatsoever. It's just another wealth building tool that was allowed, that we took the opportunity to get. Obviously, are there bad landlords? Yes. But to clump everyone in together and say all landlords are evil, you should just give houses to everybody. If that was the case, what I always say to people, if you really wanted a house, how come you didn't go ahead and buy it yourself? How come you're not putting up with the trouble of everything that goes along with owning a house? It's not that simple of a black and white question that they should give so much government assistance. I see a lot of that coming out now, and I don't know, I don't want to get political, but I don't necessarily agree with it, because the more money you give out for free, the higher taxes go. And everyone doesn't like taxes. So this is just my thought process on how everything is going. And again, cash flowing rental properties are great, but if you have a small portfolio like me, it's not going to get you rich. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts on real estate, rental properties, and all that, because I really like to hear what other people are going through and where I could give some perspective of what I've gone through myself. And yeah, thanks for watching. And hopefully by one of these videos, you'll see the whole completed playroom. Thanks for watching. See you guys very soon. Peace.